A mom has shared harrowing pictures of her teenage son on life support after he took black market drugs then overdosed. Heartbroken Genna Ross has urged others to only use tablets prescribed for them by doctors after 18-year-old Kyle Elliott nearly died. She says the teenager, from County Antrim, Northern Ireland, took 30 illicit diazepam that seriously affected his mental health and left him spiraling out of control. A week later, he deliberately overdosed on his own medication, Belfast Live reports. Unable to breathe on his own, he spent New Year's Eve on life support in intensive care, where nurses told his mum he was gravely ill. He was in intensive care, intubated. I was in shock, recalled Genna, who has hit out at online dealers peddling black market drugs. Kyle, now home from hospital, bought 150 fake blues from a dealer who had posted an ad online. They cost just 50p each. "I don't want any other parent to see their child like that," said his devastated mum, from Carrickfergus. "It's awful seeing your child lying there and not knowing if he is ever going to wake up." Although he had been taking fake blues, Kyle actually overdosed on his own medication. But 38-year-old Genna claims the effect the illicit drugs had on his mental health is what pushed him over the edge. "It was all because of the black market drugs, that's what tipped him over. The tablets he bought off the internet," she said. "He does have underlying issues, but it was these tablets that made him do this. He wanted to die. He left me a note and everything. The fake tablets messed his head up and led him to this situation. I don't know what they are laced with, but they are very, very dangerous. He bought them and then his head completely went as the days went on. The Saturday before Christmas Eve he was crying. He was paranoid and he thought people were trying to get into his personal security stuff. It just wasn't Kyle, it was like another person inside him." The mum said she was visiting a neighbor when she got word her boy was unwell at around midnight on December 30th. He was found at Bridewell Shops and had phone 999 just after 11 p.m., she explained. He told the operator what he had done and they sent the police. "My sister Katie was coming down to sit with my daughter Madison. The police had mentioned Bridewell to her, so she got the taxi down to the shops and he was standing there drenched. Whenever he got to the hospital he started acting strange and he stopped breathing. They had to put a machine in to make him breathe. His heart didn't stop, but he stopped breathing." Katie said he was hallucinating and everything and holding the policeman's hand for like half an hour. She said it was the most heartbreaking thing she has ever seen. "I can remember going into the room after getting a taxi from here to Antrim and nurses coming into the room. I said, 'He's not going to die, is he?' And they said, 'Your son's gravely ill.'" She added, "He was sedated right through until Monday afternoon, when they let him out." Kyle was discharged from the ICU at Antrim Area Hospital into the community on Monday, January 1st. "I have learned to talk a bit more since this has happened," said Genna. "I usually put on the big bravado, but this has broke me. This has been the worst situation." The hurt that was in his voice before Christmas. "I couldn't even function at work or nothing." She added, "Issues are only temporary, suicide is permanent, there's no coming back from it." The incident has reportedly had a huge impact on Kyle. "He saw how close to death he was and he doesn't want to be back there again," Genna explained. "I showed him the pictures of him in hospital and he broke his heart and said, 'I will never do that to you again.' It stems down to that ST that he pumped into himself, it pushed him over the edge." In a warning to others, the mum continued, "Don't use tablets other than the ones doctors prescribe for you." As for the dealers, she claimed they don't care. Genna said she and her family have been overwhelmed by the support they have received and are grateful for all the kind messages. To anyone who feels like Kyle, please talk to someone, she urged. There are people who genuinely care for you. If you have been affected by any of the issues in this story and need support, please contact Lifeline on 0808 808 8000 or the Samaritans on 116 123.